Generative artificial intelligence is impacting higher education in profound ways, from how we perceive the written words to the future of teaching and students' autonomous learning. Hello, my name is Alice Joubin, and I would like to demonstrate some use cases for AI in the humanities. Just like printed books and typewriters, AI is a technology of representation. Like other technologies of reading and writing, AI exists within an ecology of written words as asynchronous communication. While AI is not reliable to produce knowledge or even to retrieve factual information, it can be used to amplify students' training in expository and creative writing. Humanistic writing is an organized way of thinking. Effective humanistic writing is open-ended. It makes the familiar strange and the strange familiar. At the core of effective writing lies an awareness of the rhetorical situation, namely the target audience's needs. Here is a use case of generative AI in my course. One of my goals is to teach students how to ask in-depth, open-ended research questions. And they can use AI bot as a buddy to practice tennis with, as it were, to fine-tune their questions and to learn critical questioning skills. As you can see on the screen here, right? Ideally, the best, practice tennis with your teacher. Obviously, we can't do that all the time, and in fact, we all know that practice makes perfection. So in terms of writing, you need many rounds, right, of kind of back and forth and Aristotelian methods, and the teacher cannot always be there for every single student in the middle of the night. You could, of course, practice tennis by yourself against a practice wall. Now, that's useful for some extent, but since the wall is a wall, it does not really return the ball. The use is limited. So kind of sitting there by yourself, reading a textbook or kind of trying to revise a piece, you only go so far. This is where the AI tutor will come in as an imperfect tutor, where you can practice tennis with this AI bot who may not be world champion, but who knows tennis just enough to help you along. So the gist is as to show on the screen here, and here I'm using again the free tool. I emphasize only freely open access tools in my demo here to promote access and equity. So this is ChatGPT 3.5. It is open access, so anyone can use it. Here I have detailed instructions asking the AI to play the role of a college professor to help me refine my research questions. I'm a college student taking an introductory class. I have to write an open-ended research question about a play. So I'm going to share my question, but I would like to hear how this question might be answered. So that will help me understand the nature of the question, right? I'm teaching meta-cognition here to have students think deeply about not just writing a piece of essay to address this prompt the teacher gave them, but rather to formulate questions themselves, but also think about why do we ask questions in a certain way? Why do we ask certain questions? Why is it worth asking? And what kind of impact might it have, right, if you ask that question? So after that, the next step is to ask the AI bot to then suggest alternative ways to ask the question or ask similar questions in a more open-ended fashion, perhaps more sophisticated. So students will go through 10 rounds with the bot at least. And we'll do part of this in class and part of it as take-home assignment, where afterwards they will have to submit the transcript of all of this interaction. For example, the student began with a perhaps more simplistic question: is Othello a racist play? The bot, ever so polite, starts by praising the student. What an excellent teacher. It's thought-provoking. And then it suggests potential answers. In fact, if you study and read it closely, they are not too bad. And the answers are categorized by types, right? You can answer this question, is Othello a racist play? Via textual analysis. You can think about historical context, you can do comparative analysis. So there are different ways to answer that. Excellent. So that opens students' mind already in terms of kind of being stuck in a binary mode. It's either this or that. It's literally kind of black and white. And the next, this is the gem. Alternative open-ended research questions. So here, the box suggested 4 possibilities. How does Othello explore and challenge societal perceptions of race, right? Or in what ways do racial dynamics and stereotypes influence the character development and relationships in Othello? So all of these are more open-ended, more in-depth, and they kind of could provoke more lively discussions. In this unit, I have demonstrated some solutions to the challenges of writing in a world of information abundance. I encourage my students to keep an open mind regarding uncertainty and to resist the urge to default to simplistic certainty. Instead of fetishizing the speed of writing or overemphasize the value of short-form writing, we should pay attention to the ecology of written words and cultivate critical questioning skills.